So we're about 2 months in on this potting mix container experiment, and we're going to give you an update on this. We got these Red Velvet Okra from Rob Sapper of the Essayons Family Garden, and we entered these into Nathan's Samson Farm Okra Challenge. So we're going to give you an update on that. So let's get growing. All right, so here we have our Vigoro potting mix, and it has grown a lot in the last 30 days. If y'all, we'll probably put a show on here showing you that it was about this tall when last month, and now it's almost about as tall as me, at least for the plastic containers. And it still hasn't putting off that much fruit. We do have one, about a few here and a few there. I mean, so it's starting to do a little bit well. We're going to let this one go to seed so we can harvest that for next year and start growing it. Here, I mean, we just have the Miracle-Gro. It's just too much wood materials in there. That's this one off the Pafui. Here is our Kellogg's mix, and it still has barely enough fruit on there. I think we only got 2 off of this one so far, as it looks like. It's probably the second one that has been doing very, very well. Then here, this is off of our Nakid gardening mix. This one, it started off going slow, but I noticed that during the evening time that it wasn't getting enough sun, so I had to bring it out a little bit. And now I can see that it's almost catching up to the rest of these, and most of these have about, as you see, this fruit all over it. And the stems on here are very nice and thick and hardy. Here's another one we're going to let go to seed, and we're going to take the measurements so we can see if we have the longest okra pods out of the Nathan okra challenge here. That's one of the requirements and entries and stuff. The thing that I noticed about these blue containers are that the stems from each leaf are a lot did have a larger distance away from each other, and that's basically out of all of these.
They're the tallest ones and the thinnest stems.
Yeah, so that is something that we don't like about these blue containers so far. These plastic vinyl ones, they hold more moisture in, and what we did on all of these is we added some mulch on all of these containers to help lock in that moisture. And since we were getting about 100-degree weather, it also is going to allow the roots to kind of stay a little bit cooler. Another thing I noticed about our mix compared to any of the other mixes from here is none of our pods that we have growing on here have any aphids on there. Compared to the rest of these, a lot of, like the Kellogg's mix, these 2 right here and the other ones and that one that are growing, they did have some aphids issues that we need to tend to later on today. We couldn't really get to because it's been a lot rainy here as it's been cooling down and as we're approaching to the fall season. All right, so we're over here at another experiment that we've done in the past, and this was our Peroxide Experiment, where we did experiment on peroxide on these Clemson spineless okras and the shishito peppers, and we let the okras on both of these plants go to seed And how you do that is you just allow the okra to stay onto the stem till it gets nice and hard. And once you get to that brown layer, that's when it's ready to pull off. So we're going to show you how we're going to harvest these and then save the seeds, because right now during the times it's going to be very valuable to save all your seeds from all your plants toward the end of the season, so that way if any seed company doesn't have any seeds for you to grow for next year, at least you'll have some of your own seeds that you'll be able to harvest, and you know what you put all into it. So let's show you how to harvest these and prepare for the seeds. All right, so here we have, as you see, the seeds are just about ready to bust out anyways. We're going to use this knife that I got from Patrick from MTK Knives, or MT Knives. So we got the seeds. As you see, they're nice and dry. Normally they'll be green. And what we'll do is hopefully we won't lose any of the seeds. All right, as you can see, we got a lot of seeds. This will do enough just to provide for us for next year. However, we're going to continue allowing the rest of these probably go to seed, so that way next year would like to have, once we get in our homestead, at least about 20 okras of each plant. So let's see how that goes. Alright, so Mrs. Nakid Gardener calls this her rebel garden, for the simple fact that we're not supposed to be growing anything in our front yard that's not flowers. So thankfully the okra plant looks like the hibiscus plant, and what we've just been putting this in, we put a cardboard layer on here, and then we just added Kellogg's potting mix and black cow. And I think what we've been thinking is that the black cow has allowed the plants to be healthy, to fight off any type of pests or any type of diseases, because there's no aphids or disease looking that's on here. And we haven't even fertilized this really since we put it down, and it's just been popping off a lot of fruits on here. We're going to allow, we got some extra red velvet plants that we had that we stuck over here. We got some Alabama reds, and what was this one? Probably Star of David or something.
No, it's just the Alabama Reds.
This one too on the end?
Yeah, it's an Alabama Red. Mm-hmm.
So with these two Alabama Reds, we got two big ones that we're going to allow to go to seed. Basically what we did with the Clemson spineless one, just let it get it hard on the vine, and then that way once it gets hard and be able to start to split, we'll be able to harvest the seeds and just carry it on for the next year. We got some good ones right here. I'm going to show you what it looks like, these Alabama Reds. And they're not like the regular old Clemson spineless ones. They're a little bit thicker, and let's see what they look like on the seeds on here.
Right there. Mm-hmm.
So the outer rim of it is a lot thinner, but the seeds are a lot bigger, and they taste good, very crunchy. I almost like these as much as the Star of David's ones once they get like real smaller.
They're just prettier.
Yeah, and the good thing about with this size is not as woodier as the Star of David, because with the Star of David, when it got this big, it was a little bit woody, but this one has a better taste to it. So, this one's a keeper. So as you can see, this has been a great potting mix that we've been using for a few years now, thanks to Black Cow. Now, our question to y'all is, what type of potting mix do y'all use? And if you're interested in learning how we use our Nakid potting mix or how we make our Nakid potting mix, comment down below with hashtag Nakid potting mix. So if you like these type of videos, make sure you hit the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel and haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss an upload. On your left is a video of how this experiment all began. And on your right is what YouTube recommends for you to watch. Until the next video, let's grow together.